Hey, it's Bob Baker here. Welcome to the third installment in a series of videos and audios called 30 Ways to Become a More Empowered Artist. That's right, every day for 30 days I am publishing a new video or accompanying audio podcast in this series. I hope you're enjoying it. So this particular piece of advice came about because of a conflict that I had with some marketing advice that I've been dishing out for years. So here's how this goes. I do believe that when you go to market yourself, it helps to clearly communicate who you are, and that you should be a specific type of artist or musician. You can't be a one-size-fits-all, try to appeal to everybody. You have to have like a niche that you serve, a target audience that you serve, but most importantly, you have to be able to identify yourself in a unique way. What sets you apart? Okay, and that's great for someone who's been around a while and they've established a sound or a style or whatever, but if you're new to this creative field of yours, or if you're coming back into it after a long time away, or if you're starting a new project sort of in a new direction, that may not be the best advice, because to be able to communicate this unique thing that you do, you have to know what it is and you have to discover it. So my main piece of advice here related to this concept of how to become a more empowered artist is to allow time to find your voice or to find your signature style. So eventually you will discover a unique way that you express yourself. And that's going to be the thing that you communicate when we get to marketing, which is something I'm going to cover in some of the later installments. I'm not talking about marketing right now. I just want to focus on you need to allow time to find your voice. And this ties in perfectly to installment number 2, where I talked about, putting in the time and the effort to woodshed, putting in those 10 years or 10,000 hours to achieve mastery. You do that over time. You immerse yourself in your craft and you will discover your voice. But early on, you're being influenced by people that you admire, like a musician who maybe was inspired by the Beatles will start writing Beatle-type songs or whatever. Writers sort of emulate the writers that they enjoy. Artists will emulate artists that they enjoy, and that's fine. That's a great way to get started, because you're just amazed by this piece of artwork or this piece of literature or whatever. And you said, I'd love to be able to write like that. And so at first, you're sort of mimicking people who you admire. But the more that you do it, over time, the more you'll discover your own voice or your own angle, your own way of expressing that thing. Okay, so I hope I'm being clear here. There is a unique way that you express yourself, whether you even recognize it or not, and over time you would develop a style. You want to get to the point where people are going, oh wow, that's a so-and-so painting. Oh, I recognize that sound, that's a so-and-so song. People are drawn to you because of the way you write prose or fiction or whatever. Now, I know a lot of creative people, they get bored and they like a variety of things, and that's fine. You should experiment with a variety of styles and motifs and whatever. But from a marketing standpoint, if you want to develop a career as an artist or creative entrepreneur, I think it would help to develop that signature style, that recognizable thing that people go, oh, I see that, I recognize it. You actually want to get to the point where your style is so recognizable and appealing that maybe other artists are then inspired by you to emulate you. There's some kind of quote about the ultimate form of flattery, but I can't remember what it is right now. Imitation, that's what it is. But before you get to that point, you got to develop that voice. You got to develop that signature style. And so do that, and don't rush the process. Give yourself time, Don't lose sleep, thinking, I don't have a signature style yet. Just keep doing the thing and it'll naturally evolve. So there you have it. Tip number 3. Allow time to find your voice and your signature style. So what do you think? Good advice? Do you agree with me? Do you have a contrary opinion? I'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments. It should be below the video or somewhere on the page here. And again, this is all part of a countdown heading toward July 2nd, 2014. That's the last day of my crowdfunding campaign for a new book called The Empowered Artist. But it's more than a book. It's a movement. It's a mission that I'm on to wake people up around the planet to the power of creative people. And so if you're an artist, if you're a musician, if you're a writer of some kind, really basically wanted to reach through the video or the audio that you're listening to and slap you and wake you up to your brilliance. So there'll be a link somewhere on the page where you can go to find out about that campaign, whether you're watching this before or after July 2nd. But if you're watching it before, I would love your support, and I'd love your involvement in this project. All right, that's tip number 3. I'll be back tomorrow with tip number 4. It's going to be a busy month for yours truly. It's Bob Baker here saying so long till tomorrow.